We'll be with you real soon. Hang in there. Don't kill anybody. All right, we're going to be going live right now. Ladies and gentlemen, JP's words tonight. I don't have you live right now. You're just going to have to wait your turn. Yeah, your mic's off. It's just, you're going to have to wait. Yeah. So your words tonight are cranberry juice and white noise. Here we go.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the show you never knew you were waiting for. Brought to you live at one time from a basement located somewhere in the Midwest. Digital Barnyard presents The Digression.
I just didn't understand. 18 fucking hours. 18 fucking hours it took for this shit, right? And so, you know, because, I mean, it's one thing to have, what do you call it, in the offices, the sound dampening stuff, right?
Yep.
You know, But when you're just in this room, listen, 18 hours of solid fucking white noise, right? All we needed was the engineer to fucking turn shit off, right? And they're like, he's busy. What happens? I find him in the fucking break room drinking a juice box of fucking cranberry juice. Little motherfucker. Got his ass up there, turned the shit off, and then...
That's it. He was enjoying some cranberry juice?
Yeah, but I didn't kill him. I wanted to.
Yeah. But you shouldn't kill people, John.
I wanted to harm him greatly.
Wanting to kill people, I think, is a normal human moment, but I wouldn't...
I look good, right? Yeah. Way's good. Way
Yeah.
good. Oh, there you go. Just a little hair.
Yeah, just don't
nudge. Just a little...
Up or down? Oh, you just want to be a floating head now, do you?
Like a talking head? Like
on... a floating head?
Like on the news?
Yeah.
The talking head.
Just little
The
squares
pundits.
everywhere?
Pundits.
The pundits.
Yeah, squares of people. It's
Yeah.
like that would be like a digital prison for people.
Yeah.
You know?
It kind of is for anybody tuning in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
An indentured audience. It's like, well, they can... It's like you can take your headphone off and your fucking mic all day long. You can't get out of that little box I got you in.
Yeah.
That'd be a funny bit. You just see people, what the fuck?
Yeah, they thought they were just being interviewed, and now you're trapped. So
They're trapped. They
yeah.
can't even see the rest
So
of the world
hail
through their
Zod.
body.
Zod? I
Hail
thought this
Bop.
was CNN.
Hail Bop.
No, Zod. Welcome.
Who were we talking about earlier this week? The metal guy who covers different songs.
The metal guy who covers different songs.
Yeah, but he covers them as metal versions. Like he did. Oh shit! Was that not you and I who were looking at it? Maybe that was my nephew Ben and I. If you're tuning in, Ben.
This is a good start.
No, I'm gonna find him
No,
in just
it's
a
all
second.
good.
Because
I know
no,
a
but he
few
like
that do that.
Like he did a cover of
See, like long black hair, kind of a skinny.
by maybe.
Was it a YouTube guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he sing too?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Like he does Mbop by Hanson.
Okay, gotcha.
But he does it in a metal style, and it's just like, oh, holy fuck. And then I think he covered, no, maybe he didn't cover the Safety Dance, but the covers he does, he takes song that would never be metal.
That's cool.
And makes them metal. And it's just like, oh my God, that sounds like Mbop actually sounds like a song you'd listen to.
It sounded like it belonged in metal.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, well, just the way he does it.
Fuck. Nice.
I'm going to find him because he's in my YouTube history.
Huh.
And that's what you get when you actually sign into YouTube with a Gmail account. You get a full-fledged account, and you can save your history, and you can make playlists and save stuff for later to watch. So anytime somebody asks you, so you got YouTube, right? And you sign into your account, you'll be able to say yes, and you won't look like a dumbass. Sorry.
Thank you for the public service announcement.
Oh, but anyway, I was saying,
We needed that. So you're looking up this metalhead guy.
I'm looking up what's new with you? You God of War.
God of War. That's right. Yeah, I've been playing that. That's a lot of fun. Really well done. They do really good things with tech in that. For instance, cutscenes, or not cutscenes, but normally where you'd see a loading screen.
Right.
Is a transition in the game where you're like moving a rock and the camera gets in real close and you press a button or press forward to get through this narrow area to get to the next area. That is a loading screen that you have no idea is there.
That's actually pretty,
Yeah.
I like that.
It's been around for a while, but they do it remarkably well.
I approve.
Yeah, it's very polished. You could tell they had a big team working on that, and they had a lot of time to make it. Yeah.
Now, you haven't beat the game yet, though.
No, I think I'm over halfway, but yeah, there's still a lot to do. I don't even know how many hours I put in. I think the game's 30 to 40 hours. I'm probably 18 to 20 in, maybe, not even.
It's funny because with Far Cry, right? I'm like 51 or 52% through the game.
Yeah.
According to their specs, right? But I'm almost ready to kill Jacob. Now, I mean,
He's the main guy.
he's the
John's the main guy.
John was he's one of the underlings' father, Mr. Seed.
Okay, gotcha. Joseph.
So he's next after Jacob, but I'm sure that they're saying that I'm not that I'm at that percentage, just barely over halfway because I haven't done a lot of the side quests.
Yeah,
I've done some.
You won't get the 100 until you do everything.
Do them all.
Yeah, that's a long game though. Like generally, those little sandbox games are.
Oh, there's so much goddamn fun. So You're enjoying it though?
Absolutely. Yep. I suggest if you have a PlayStation, pick it up. That's got to win Game of the Year, at least for this generation.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was getting 100%, 100%, 100%, and then everything else was like high 90s, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
Like a 95 or 6 on Metacritic, which is...
Yeah, that's a de facto
happen.
standard, isn't it?
Yeah, it does not happen very often. Yeah. If you're a video game player, play it. It is fun. The gameplay is great.
Leo Moraccioli.
Never heard of him. This is the metal guy who covers...
He does covers, and like he covered... I think it was the... Yeah, he covered the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air opening song.
Nice.
He covers I Kissed a Girl, Four Non-Blondes, What's Up. And dude, I mean, the way he does it, it's just fantastic.
Nice.
I mean, I love... You know, I'm not a big metal fan, but I like when people take non-metal songs and convert them to metal. Then it's like, okay, now I kind of like metal.
Yeah, it's because they don't fall into the same crap that metal always falls into. Yeah.
It's like, no, don't do that.
I think eventually you'd run out of shit to scream about.
Yeah, he covers Adele, Hello. He does an acoustic with Mary Spender. I don't know who she is, but she's got a beautiful voice.
I don't know who that is.
And a pretty face, too. But
that helps.
But they do Fast Car by You Got a Fast Car. You've heard it, Tracy Chapman. I guarantee you fucking heard it. Except that they beat the shit out of that thing with radio. Oh. And like I said, Bop, that was the other one. And another thing I saw. Well, you know what? I'll come back to that. What? God of War, Infinity War.
Did you just bring it up now? Just go ahead. We're already on YouTube. Just do it.
We're already on YouTube. I saw. Billy Idol. I'm dialing her back. He was on David Letterman back in 1984. And it's pretty crazy to see the video because this was Billy Idol when Billy was Billy Idol. You know what I'm saying? When he was doing, I mean, he comes out and he's basically got this, it almost looked like, I think he had pants on of some kind, but he had layers of these shirts that had exaggerated tails and in the front and stuff, but he had like 3 or 4 of these on, and then he had like this belt of just upside down crosses, you know, just hanging down, and then he had a cross around his neck, and he had a leather jacket and his other stuff, and he's got the hair, you know, and he just looks, you know, typically tweaked out Billy. Yeah. But it's funny when Letterman's interviewing him and he's asking him, you know, a lot of questions. Billy's not making a lot of eye contact with Letterman. Every once in a while he would when there is emphasize a point, but usually he was like focused, you know, so he may have been a little wasted, but what the point I'm trying to make... What
was his drug of choice? Was he...
Yeah.
Oh, everything. Okay.
Yeah. But he was so articulate in his answers. It's pretty crazy because you got this guy who just looks at... I mean, obviously he's riding some kind of trolley, you know, but it didn't get in the way. Now, he could be a stubborn fucking pain in the ass with people, you know.
Like, just fans and stuff? Or?
Just to work with. He was his own person. He knew what he wanted. He had his own vision, and he was very stubborn in moving away from that vision or moving to either side of it. If he didn't like budging.
And he was kind of his own thing. Like he would hire a backing band and pay them. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. So he was always just Billy Idol. He didn't come from another major band.
Yeah, he had been from what was the name of the band? I forget. He had been in another little bad boy band, and then he came out on his own, and that's when Steve Stevens were kind of like doing. Steve Stevens is a guitar.
Steve Stevens. Oh, his guitar player?
Guitarist,
okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Right.
It's funny, man. Just to go off on a little tangent here. You know, Steve Stevens looks like any other dude from like high school, right? You know, the tall guy with like kind of the long weird hair, and he always had the Adam apple and the
so he kind of looked the part. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Okay. So not pretty, but but you put a guitar on him and the 80s over him, and chicks fucking went nuts over him.
I would venture to say a lot of those guys and at least the 80 hair metal bands were just some of the ugliest motherfuckers on earth. But they dress. Whoever wore the most makeup and looked the most girly got the most chicks back then, which is fucking weird culturally.
They weren't fucking the guy. They were fucking the persona.
Yeah.
You know who it was. But, you know, CeCe DeVille, another one, not pretty. You know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm pretty, but what I'm saying is if you can play guitar and you're good at it and you got that swagger, boom, you're in.
It helps if you can sing too. I notice that they love to gravitate towards singers too. They meaning the populace.
Yes.
Singers just get, yeah.
Yeah. And you don't even have to sing because nowadays we got the awesome little Voice Live touch, you know, and it'll just fix your voice right up. Ooh, I went redneck there for a minute. I wonder.
You did. You did go redneck there for a minute.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
No, we got the sheet. Hey,
we good.
We did Ghost. We're gonna go see Ghost.
Yeah, on June 1st.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Birthday boy.
You bought it for me for my birthday. Thank you.
For his birthday.
I like Ghost a lot. I think they are a breath of fresh air for this modern music of
They
rock.
are growing on me. I would dare say that rock and roll is still alive.
And they were kind of hit or miss for me with some of their songs, because some of them would sound overly metal.
Right.
You know, but they never had the growling or anything. They had that voice that kind of was like a mix between REM and, God, I don't know. He's got his own kind of unique sound to his voice. But lately, as they've been getting older, they've been sticking with the old 70s, 80s rock sound. And
yes.
I fucking love it. Like that is their sound now.
And, you know, I've lamented for so long and so many times that I just want to hear a fucking guitar solo. But then I had a meta moment when it was like, well, dude, you're not putting yourself out there if I can hear it. You got to listen to new shit. And I don't listen to radio, you know, so everything I do is a la carte. So I started giving them more and more of a listen. And man, there's a couple songs like that song Rats, their new one. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's a really good guitar solo. And they have really good musicians in their bands. And they've switched out, but their guitar solos, they must always get somebody in there who knows what the fuck they're doing, because their guitar solos are always on point.
Yes, and that's just it. And they're good.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I think, believe it or not, the last time I heard a decent guitar solo of a newer nature was Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh, no shit. That's right. Yeah, hold on. I don't know if you mentioned that on the podcast. Explain the story, because you've mentioned this to me off camera and off mic about when you and Brenda went there. They did something with an intermission.
Yeah,
it was a really fucking good idea.
Yeah, we went with another couple, and you know, they did all the Christmas shit, you know, they do, which they do fucking well, you know, because they mix it. You know, if you never listen to them, it's a mix of strings and keyboards and guitars and a bit of electronics.
What was like their number one hit, just to help people who don't know?
Christmas, the Christmas, dun 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 dun.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah,
that's how I tell.
You almost went into a Batman thing. Da 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 da.
Yeah, but remember the Christmas lights?
Yeah.
That's what turned me on to them.
They always had the crazy light shows. So,
no. This was a Christmas light show. Some guy did his Christmas lights to the tune of the Christmas Night, or la la, whatever the fuck it. That song.
The na-na-na-na-na song.
The na-na-na-na-na song.
Okay.
But so we're watching them, and then they're going to take a break. All bands do. I'm like, oh, okay, this is happening. And they're like, hey, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back out in about 45 minutes. And they just turn and walk off stage. And you could just hear a murmur go through the crowd. It's like, 45 minutes?
That's 45 minutes is a long fucking time.
That's a long fucking time when you're just sitting in a stadium doing nothing.
When was this? Like what year?
6 years ago, 7 years ago.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So this is in the odds, obviously. Okay. Actually, 2011, 2012.
Well, it could have been like just before the end of the aughts or into the teens. But so the couple that we're with, they're just like, yeah, we're going to take off. You guys want to go get a beer? And I'm like, Brenda looks at me and I'm like, no, we're going to stay. We're going to stick around for this because I want to see some more. I'm not going to sit here for 45 minutes, blah, blah, blah. Half the place cleared out. At least we were at the Excel, and half the place cleared out. And sure enough, 45 minutes later, almost to the fucking T, they came back out, and they I think he asked for the lights to be brought up in the house. And he kind of looks around. He goes, well, it looks like the boring people and the old people have left. He goes, you guys ready to rock? And the place erupted, and they rocked out for another hour and a half, almost like 2 hours. It was fucking awesome. And they do different takes on like classic. They have their own stuff, but then they'll do these compilations or montages of maybe classical or rock or whatever the genre was. And they would just do such a beautiful fucking job with it.
Did it seem like the energy of the place or the music they were playing went up? After they said that, like louder,
harder,
really
crunchier.
Cool.
Yeah. They kind of I like the way they did it. I could appreciate it. You know, I mean, there's a part of me that says, well, man, you're losing a good part of the audience. But then again, at that point, you're losing the part of the audience who aren't interested in the music as much as they are the experience.
Yeah, they were kind of there for the idea of being there.
That's a better.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the experience is actually a cool thing, because just being there, you know, when they were doing this thing, and they just gelled well together, and their synergy was actually pretty tight. I like that.
That's awesome. And was it the original band, or did they have some? Well, they're a massive band, so that's probably impossible.
I have no idea. They're probably like Menudo. You know, they're just never the same. Every time you see them, they're new players. Was it kind of like Blue Man Group?
Was it Menudo, or what was the band that they weren't even playing their own instruments? They
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli. There we go. Milli Vanilli.
They were lip syncing. Yeah, they had other singers. They had other people who were doing the singing, and they were like the front. That's kind of a, one of them killed themselves here about 10 years ago or something like that.
Oh, fuck. Now I feel bad. Sorry.
Yeah, well, no, yeah.
Sorry you were a fraud and a fake.
But you know what?
I wonder if that had anything to do with you killing yourself.
I think they got the wrong end of the deal, because I think the powers that be that put the band, you know, call it the record label, the label, I think they said, here's a product. This product is called Milli Vanilli. Here's the face of the product. And granted, they got other singers who are singing the song, so it's just they're just making a product. So I kind of felt bad for those guys, because I think they were, I don't know if I'd say they came up with the idea, but I'd say the idea was pitched to them. It's like, here's what's going to happen, and they were probably even brought in. They just were brought in like that. Okay, boom, you're not going to be singing. They're going to be singing.
And if I'm in Milli Vanilli, making the kind of money they are for doing what you're doing, yeah, you're a fraud, but I mean, you're not really hurting anybody. You know what I mean? Like, maybe other musicians are taking their jobs away. But
I wouldn't go so far as to call them a fraud. Now, if they were if there was music being put out that was unique and new, and, you know, wasn't just rechurned stuff, you know, that'd be one thing. But these guys are just pooping out just poppy shit, you know.
Yeah.
It really doesn't, you know, lockstep dance moves. It's like blah. So it's like it's a product. They were just a product, and then they got found out. But the front page of the product, being the two gentlemen, they're the ones who actually paid the price. You know, even though they were brought in as your talent, you know, not the singing talent.
It makes you wonder how much of that money and stuff they actually got. Because, you know what I mean? Like, the music industry, they're notorious for treating musicians like shit. And if they know you're a big fake fraud, whatever,
what are you gonna
they're
do?
going to treat you even worse.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No,
that sucks.
You can wait. So where were we before I digressed like that?
Oh, no, where I was just talking about God of War. Don't worry about it.
God of War.
Yeah, no, it's video game talk.
No. But as far as God of War, now I had shunned God of War and kind of stepped away from it, because it used to be just almost like a side scroller. You had that chain weapon.
No, it was just a run around hack and slash. It was generally 3D, but
it was kind of but it wasn't like the 3D we have nowadays. It didn't seem like it was more of a scrolling shooter, but with you had different.
It wasn't a shooter either.
Well, you know what I mean.
It was
platformer, whatever.
Kind of, yeah. I'd say so, yeah.
Well, you had a weapon. I mean, it just instead of shooting,
did have a weapon.
Instead of shooting it, it was on a chain, right? And so basically, if you take all the fancy graphics away, it's ones and zeros, and just basically, instead of shooting this one, we're going to put a graphic on that's a ball on a chain.
So basically, all games are video games, is what you're saying.
I'm saying all shooters are pretty much the same thing. It's
I would agree.
Shooters they just reskin.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you would run into some people who would highly disagree with you if you're calling that a shooter.
Well, yeah. I'll take that criticism. We got a guy at work who is coming up with his own little board game. He was describing it the other day. And he's like, yeah, I've got the initial game done. Now I'm trying to think of how I'd do expansions. I said, I told him, I said, you're thinking too hard, man. I said, take a page from Munchkin. I said, Munchkin has the same game in, 40 varieties? You have Policeman Munchkin. You got different themed Munchkin. It's all the same game. It's all
just a different skin.
Just different skin.
Oh,
I said,
really?
That's what you want to do.
It's like what they're doing with Monopoly too. They're just skinning the
Yeah. But when I said that to him and kind of ranted a little bit, you could see A light went off in his eyes. I'm like, skin it, man. That's where you make your money. Don't change the game mechanic. Just do a different skin.
Yeah, if the mechanic's good, don't build upon it for a little while, right? Give it some serious thought, see how people play. It might have a mechanic you didn't intend, you know what I mean? And just, reskin it. And you're right, video games do that all the time. Shooters especially, like what you were saying, it's basically the same thing under the
once
the
you lift
hood.
it off,
And
move
pretty
left,
much,
move right, kill this, kill that.
That's why when you get a game like Game of War,
God of War?
I know, or God of War, thank you, Game of War. Game of War is a mobile game. God of War, it is a game, I knew what kind of to expect going into it. I've played games like these before. It's a kind of an open world type hack and slash style game. It's kind of like Dark Souls meets something easier than Dark Souls, but they hide the tech really well. The tech of the game doesn't get in front of you. It's odd. It's kind of tough to explain. The cutscenes are at a good pace. They don't take you out of the action very long. Things are easy to understand about the game, but hard to master. And as you unlock things, instead of the game being, okay, I'm a guy, I have a gun. If I level up, this gun does more damage. Okay, it's not really like that. There's some of that, but not so much. It's, you get this new ability, and here's how it works. And so all of a sudden you run up to this mob that you're fighting, and it's, well, fuck, I can use this move to take their fucking legs out from under them. The move didn't tell me that's what it's meant for. It just said I'd throw my axe and it spins underneath them. But if you throw it low, fuck, you trip them all, then you can run up and they're all stunned. It changes the game completely, and it's great, and it does it seamlessly. So that's why I mean. The tech behind this game is, I think people are going to have to study this to figure out how the fuck they did this, because people have to remember PlayStation and an Xbox. You and I were in the PC world. That's 6, 7, 8-year-old technology, computer technology.
Right.
That's not even good shit. Not good shit at all. That's why they're only $300 to $400.
Right. And at the same time, though, you got to wonder just what's under the hood that they haven't tapped. Like there could be shit under the hood that like, well, what are we doing with this? It's like, we're not using this? No, not yet. We haven't really written anything around it. So then later they write something around it, and then people saying, wow, man, how'd you do that?
Well, the key is that it's kind of nice is the hardware will never change on you. So when you're developing for this, you know exactly what the operating system is. You know exactly what hardware's in it. You can to design your game to use all of that 100%. Right? And then when you reach that point, which that's where a lot of games are already at, then God of War took that to the next step, going, okay, here's the deal. We never want a single loading screen, except if you warp from one side to the other. Obviously, they need to load it in. We never want to deal with any of that. Our cutscenes are just going to be generated with the engine. You're not going to get pulled out, and it looks 10 times better in the cutscene than it does in the game.
Right.
It's literally the same engine. And we're also going to, I don't even know how the fuck they did this. There's so many particle effects and background effects in this game that my PC, which is probably 4 to 5 times more powerful than a PlayStation, I have no fucking idea how they did it on there. My PC would struggle with it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing technology. They're going to win so many awards.
Did they have any exploding infants in the game?
No, but there's a lot of exploding, but no exploding infants. I'm sorry. You're probably not going to want to play it now.
I'm somewhat dismayed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Even if you're not a gamer, if you are anybody in art, just you have to see the feat. Like, this is movie level, Game of Thrones level stuff that's interactive. Think about that.
Yeah.
Think about how difficult that would be.
And we got a friend who just finished it. He's going to let me borrow it.
Ooh, Travis?
Travis.
The Travis.
The Travis. The one, the only Travis.
So, speaking of crazy technology and movies and stuff, everyone seems to be going kind of nuts. I just looked on Rotten Tomatoes. At an 86% was Avengers Infinity War. I have not kept up with the series at all. How about yourself?
No, I haven't, because it, I don't know. After a while, it get overly saturated with it, you know, to where it's like I'm in that same place with Star Wars right now.
Yeah.
Like they come. I think they come out with these movies so quickly, especially with the Avengers. I get lost. I'm thinking I may have missed the last 2 movies. I know I haven't seen
just the Avengers proper movies.
Yeah,
the ones actually
and
tagged.
I know I haven't seen Ragnarok yet.
Yeah, it's odd because I feel like, and they haven't really addressed this, at least I haven't found, but I feel like I can't go and watch this new movie because I haven't seen all the little sub-movies, because what people are telling me is like Thor Ragnarok answers questions that are going to be, or starts questioning things that are going to be in this new movie here. And then some of the Captain America movies, like, it almost sounds like you have to see the whole suite before you go and watch this.
I'm not a fan of that kind of movie watching.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I don't know why they would do, because now I feel alienated. I have to go devote. I don't want to spend.
Or you feel obligated. If I want to thoroughly enjoy this movie,
yeah,
then I have to go see this. No, I think you were right on with the word alienated, because I think, well, you haven't seen the other movie? Well, you might not want to come here.
Yeah.
Don't marginalize me, man.
Yeah, well, it is kind of alienation, because I think they should come out and say, like, well, just see these 2 or 3, like just the Avengers movies. Fine, I can go watch an Avengers movie, then go see this. But I mean, it's weird. I don't want to go in and not understand half of what they're referring to in this movie.
And I don't like all of the superhero movies.
What's probably your favorite one? That's kind of a tough question.
That is probably the Christian Bale Batman.
The original one, when he's like becoming Batman?
Well, if I had to pick a movie,
yeah,
that'd be The Dark Knight.
Fuck yeah. And it wasn't even because of him. I actually, I thought...
No, that was just a marker.
Yeah, I thought Christian Bale in particular was not one of the better Batmans at all. I think...
He wasn't, but I didn't think he always had to talk like this.
The fucked up part is it wasn't his idea. That was, like, to me, Christopher Nolan's almost got a perfect track record for movies for me.
Right.
But that was a fucking horrible idea. That was a horrible idea. To have him make that voice like that. Put a voice changer on or something like they did in Batman vs. Superman, which I'm not saying is a great movie, but he put a voice changer in his helmet, and it made more sense then. You realize that's why his voice sounded like that.
Yeah. No, but obviously Dark Knight, we know who made the movie for us there.
Yeah.
You know, it would
fucking Heath, man. That was such a great Joker.
No, it was Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jim Carrey.
Was that Batman Forever?
Batman Forever?
God, Batman Forever and Batman
and Robin
Returns. No, it was Batman with Keaton, then it was Batman Returns, and then there was like Batman and Robin.
There was because
Batman Forever.
We had Keaton, we had Clooney, and we had Kilmer.
Yeah. And
out of the 3, I guess if I had a gun to my head, I'd probably stick with Keaton.
Yeah,
because he did it. That was with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, Keaton was a better Batman than the others.
There's a little more humor.
Yeah.
You're Bruce Wayne. Can I have a grant? It's like they conversate a little bit.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the scene, it's like, oh, Alfred, would you get this man a grant? And then he walks out.
That's great.
He starts him, what would you like a grant for? It's like, I want to know that kind of rich guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what my...
But I do like the new. I do like some of the mechanics they're bringing in with the new Ben Affleck Batman. I like
for instance,
like his suit is more of a battle suit. You notice it's more. It's got more mech to it.
Yeah, it's almost like they put more tech into his suit.
Yeah,
and that was so he could fight Superman. Yeah. Which did you see? What was the fucking?
I saw the one where Superman dies. Whatever.
No, that was the Man of Steel. No, the Avengers, but in that realm, Justice League. Did you see that one?
I did. Yeah, I did. I liked that one. I liked it because it didn't. I'd say Avengers takes itself way too fucking seriously. It's God. I'm using this word up lately, and I'm sorry, but it's got a pretentious edge to it, right? Versus the Batman side of things. Nobody really wanted to kind of do the thing. They didn't want to join up. It's like Aquaman was happy being Aquaman. You had the Flash, right? Is that what he is?
Yeah, the Flash is in it. Then Aquaman, the Flash, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and some other actors. Other actors. Yeah.
But I think I enjoyed that more because it just didn't seem they didn't take themselves too seriously. I think that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, I mean, the seriousness can be there, and that's actually a good point because I like when the superhero movies are serious, and for the most part, Batman, the Dark Knight and that kind of shit was. But too serious gets kind of annoying. Which, okay, when's the last time you got to watch The Dark Knight? Like the Heath Ledger scenes? Has it been a while?
Okay, I got a guilty pleasure. I YouTubed the fuck out of some of his scenes in that movie.
Yep, I've watched the compilation of all of his scenes 20, 30 times. God. People don't realize the jokes he was dropping. Like, he was joking. So, for instance, one of the famous scenes with him in there, he's walking into the... where he walks in with all the criminals, and he says, let's make this pencil disappear.
Yeah,
right?
A magic trick.
So he, slams the guy's head into it, kills him. And as he's talking to them, at the end, he's like... He opens up his coat, because they were going to attack him. He's got all the fucking grenades and stuff. And he says, here, let me know, contact me when you want to take things a little more seriously, as he's pulling at the shit. And he's kind of, Heath Ledger started looking around the room waiting for a laugh. And he goes, here's my card. And it's just a Joker card. Right. He kind of looks around the room again for a laugh and then sets it down and walks out.
But I like how he's hanging on that one one ring that's got connected to all of them.
Yeah, great. And it's funny. He's dropping, like, if you, any other scene with any other person and they were dropping jokes out that you're like, fuck, a dad joke. Oh, another dad joke.
Right.
But he's dropping dad jokes in a serious way, and he's trying to make them laugh, which is crazy. It's just fucking nuts.
And at the same time, you could see so much in those scenes as drilled into the that was an amazing thing that fucking Ledger brought to the fucking table with the Joker. He gave the Joker depth. I mean, there was onion skins there because he managed during that scene. One thing I like about the eyes, when he's looking around and he's looking for laughs, he's not getting them. You could see a little vulnerability in there, just a hint.
Yeah, it bothered him that they didn't laugh. It bothered him.
You could see his little consternation, but he's like, just riding it out. And I thought that was cool because you made the character human.
Yeah, and not only that, but it was he stood for something too, which was interesting. And
it wasn't money.
Yeah, it wasn't money, exactly. Like, material things, he realized, like, this isn't making me happy, so fuck it. I have a mountain of money, and I'm just going to burn it. And everyone around him's thinking he's nuts. And he's like, I like bullets, and I like gasoline, and they have something in common. They're cheap. And the guy just kind of looks, oh my God, he grabs the cigar out of the guy's mouth and throws it on and burns the whole fucking thing up.
And Money Guy, the man on the box, he was on the pile, right?
That's right. He was at the top of the pile.
Yeah.
The other thing I liked about that character too, which they didn't get into his origins at all. You thought they did when he started telling stories with the Why So Serious stories, when he had the knife.
I got these scars.
And he had 2 or 3 different stories about how he got the scars. I thought that was a really good touch on, you don't know if he's lying to you, if he's fucking with you, if he really believes that's what happened to him.
Do you know, he was always, do you notice in almost every scene he's always chewing on something?
Yeah.
Peanuts.
Why?
To keep his mouth busy. To keep that, because that was part of the persona. He was always...
I thought, to me, it was he was playing with the scars in his mouth. I wonder if that's why he did that. Because he was always kind of licking at his scar. That's fucking cool.
Peanuts. Yeah. I remember...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, the other thing I really liked about that movie was the sound, especially at the beginning. I don't know what it is. I don't know how they did it, but I have not heard that before in another movie. The sound of everything that they did in the scene, the rocks they were walking on, it was strange.
Oh, that's just good Foley work. Well, that's like the beginning of Swordfish. Remember that movie?
No. No, I haven't seen that.
Hugh Jackman, John Travolta.
Other actors?
No, what's her name? Halle Berry. And other actors. But yeah, that's basically about where Hugh Jackman... Did I say Hugh Grant?
You said Jackman.
I did say Jackman. Okay. Hugh Grant, action figure. No.
This fucking sad ass. I'm Hugh Grant. I'm sad all the time.
I'm not sad. I'm not exactly sad. I just find that I'm not happy. I want to be happy. Right?
No. Fuck him. Fuck Hugh Grant.
I like Hugh Grant, man. He's fucking hilarious. But anyway, Hugh Jackman is a guy fresh out of prison. He's on parole. He's trying to get his daughter back. I think it's one of those deals. And then, but he's this hacker, big hacker. And so Travolta's got his little team. And so they basically, the show, it begins with the end of the movie, kind of. But they do this effect that's really cool because there's there's a bank robbery, and all these hostages have these vests on that have dynamite and ball bearings and stuff.
Oh shit! Okay.
And
not ball bearings,
the ball ones. And the cops grab her out and pull around. She's like, no, 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 because it's like tied to a radio inside, so it explodes. Well, when it explodes, they did the Matrix, the bullet time stuff, and it's fucking cool because you get a 360-degree view of the explosion while it's taking place, and everything's blowing up. But what they did, the sound matched as that camera is panning around and doing all that. The audio is as if you were doing it. It was fucking amazing. So sorry to really venture off that far just to get there, but
you want to see another scene that does that really well, and the one I've never seen in another movie. The newer X-Men movies. Say whatever you want about them. There's 2 Quicksilver scenes. He's this guy who can run super fast, right? Where everything's fucking frozen.
Oh, okay.
Because he runs so fast. He's like the Flash in that universe. Well, everything was frozen, but he can manipulate stuff. So it's all slowly moving because he moves so fast. Everything looks very slow to him. So you get it from his perspective. And they were in this room just getting blasted by these guys. And it was a bullet time, but he was moving things in that world and zipping around, moving people over. And he would fuck with them. Like he would grab the guy's arm and then hit himself with it.
And he'd take and reorient the bullets, right?
Yep, exactly. And then all of a sudden it would all pop into regular time again.
And all the bad guys get shot and drop.
Yeah, it was such a cool scene.
You know what's funny is I remember when I was watching that scene.
Which one? The swordfish one?
Where he's moving the bullets. I always thought that'd be cool as a kid because I saw in Outer Limits where these 2 time travelers were in this like waiting room or in this place, courtroom. I don't remember where it is, but a place where people wait.
Please stand by. Yeah.
And I think it may have been at like a subway station or something like that.
Okay.
But what's happening is this guy and this woman are arguing or something like that, and all of a sudden the shooter comes out and he shoots the guy, I think it is. Well, they start noticing these guys in trench coats who are hanging around, and these guys in trench coats are trying to stop. They can freeze time, but in order for them to, like, they can't just readily affect something. They have to affect it with, but they have to time it so, like, right when things go back on, boom, they're hitting this thing. So they find the bullet in midair, but they can't just hit it because it'll just stay there. So in order for them to hit it, it has to be right when it goes live again. So it's kind of cool the way
they're like an adjustment bureau or something.
Kind of an adjustment bureau type thing.
So did these kids see them? Like they knew they were there or something? Or
I don't remember because I saw that episode so many times, but I was a punk.
Gotcha.
Way back then.
Shit, I still remember growing up watching. Obviously, I was reruns of. I think the Outer Limits. I don't remember when that came out, but
if it's black and white, those are reruns. Definitely.
Oh well, it's Twilight.
Twilight Zone, black and white.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely reruns.
Those are some good ones, like the Dollhouse one. I'll never forget that one where they're alone in that city and they trip over the tree and it falls over and you see the planks underneath it that were holding it up. It was a prop, and then they realize they're in some girl's dollhouse. That was cool.
Yeah, there was a couple that they did. There's an Outer Limits like that where these this astronaut finds himself in this house, but everything is like dollhousey, right? And he's running around, trying to figure it out. And then these shades go up in the windows, and you see all these aliens looking in at him, but he'd been captured, and so they put him in a thing that was like his natural environment.
Oh,
so
fucking creepy.
Zoo. Yeah.
Oh, because that fucks with your sensibility of what you think, what you know is real.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like your sense of reality is gone now. Yeah, that's good horror. That's good dread when somebody can
dread.
fuck with your
psychological.
Yeah.
Your reality.
Yeah. What
basically.
you believe. You know, that's crazy.
I mean, couldn't you see a mosquito like catching humans in a jar, and then like they put like a couch and a beach ball in there with you?
Yeah.
And they poke holes in the top. The way that kids will put bugs in a jar and then throw some blades of grass in there. It's like, the fuck, man, I don't eat grass. I eat grubs and stuff.
You eat grubs and
stuff?
Well,
the bugs, I'm sure.
I guess, yeah.
Bugs eat grubs, I imagine.
Yeah.
Some bugs, like the really, really big, like beetles that have the big pinchers. Like
like the
like you see on the.
I forget what the hell they're called. Yeah, they have like the crowns and the horned beetles or whatever. Yeah.
Horned beetles or
the carapace.
Scarabs.
Scarabs. That's the word I was looking for.
You know what? In the movie, The Mummy, I think it was the first Mummy.
I thought what they did with those fucking scarabs
the gold scarabs. I thought that was fucking ingenious.
Yeah.
I know it, and a lot of people are like, "Oh no, that's probably been done in other movies," and it probably has.
There
I've
were
probably seen
good
it.
things about
But
that movie.
I liked that, the fact that, you know, that he pries it off and all of a sudden it hits dirt and then it's gone. Like, whoa, okay, right there. That's a flag. We should leave now.
Yeah, that should set off some sort of alarm in your head.
We should leave now.
So mummies aren't real. I just pulled a scarab that's been up there for hundreds of thousands of years or however long.
A gold scarab, mind you.
A gold scarab. And then it turned into a real one and ran away.
And then it went up in that guy's leg and under his skin, and now it's in his body. Okay, we got to go.
Yeah, it's
We
time
need to get
leave.
him to urgent care.
Yeah, so we'll put him in urgent care over here, and then we'll fly to the opposite side of the world.
We're leaving.
Yeah, if we hear some shit's going down, it's time to go to Mars.
We are leaving.
Yeah.
No, fuck. But I'd be like, dude, I'm out of here. It's like we watched the movie The Pyramid. Have you seen that one?
Is that horror based around like ancient Egypt?
Yeah.
I've heard of it.
You know, it was surprisingly good. Now, right away, you know, the fucking young kids were going in. We shouldn't go in here. They told us to leave. We have to be gone by tomorrow. That gives us 6 hours. We should hit the pyramid. And then they go in the pyramid, and of course, they all die. But
well, there's a...
It's an old fucking movie. If you haven't seen it, fuck off. It's a horror movie. Everybody dies. But they did some pretty cool stuff in there because you... is it Anubis or Horus who weighs your life against the feather?
I think that's Anubis. It's like the dog-headed one.
That's Anubis.
Yeah, I think that's Anubis.
Yeah.
I think so.
They really went in on that scene. And then they also had the Sphinx cats. Because, you know, they had
bald
their
ones.
cats, and I think they're just going with the Sphinx cats because it's in a pyramid. But the cats were fucking insane. I mean, was what they did. I mean, it was a stuff of fucking nightmares, and I love cats, man. But these cats were like you had this one dude, how this block, this giant like pyramid sized block fell out of the wall and onto this guy, right? And it's like basically on his leg. He's fucked.
Oh boy, nowhere to go.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go.
Chop it off. Like, was it 6 days later?
Something days. But you know, he's in there. They're like, hey, we're gonna go look over here and see if there's things over here.
Of course.
And so they go over here, and all of a sudden they hear screams and stuff, and then they get back, and it's just a bloody mess with no body. And then you start seeing these fucking cats, and they look like savanna cats, but Sphinx cats, and they had obnoxiously long claws because the Egyptians weren't good on trimming their cats' claws, apparently.
Also, they were bad cat owners. They worshipped them, but they were bad cat owners.
Yeah.
Maybe they had no choice.
No,
maybe these cats were fucking going to kill them if they didn't.
Maybe. But
who built the pyramids then? Who hate the Jewish people? It was the cats.
It was.
Yeah.
It was the Jewish cats.
No, why would the Jewish cats hate the Jewish people?
Irony.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The Pyramid was a good movie. It was worth a single view.
Okay.
Definitely. Speaking of the Mummy, we got Tom Cruise. Did that movie flop, or did you just hate it because it had Tom Cruise?
It flopped. It flopped horribly. Yeah, it wasn't that good either. It was the first one in the series of turning them into the Avengers, right? Okay.
Yeah, I knew
that's
that.
all you needed to know.
But I watched it, A, because I'm a whore for Tom Cruise. B, I wanted to see the effects. It's the same reason I watched the Transformer movies. That's because the effects. I just want to see, will the effects put me to sleep? Because that's kind of my meter. Okay. A, are the effects entertaining? Yes. Is it effects overload to where you just doze off? Because I dozed off in the new Total Recall.
God, that movie was so fucking bad.
It was so fucking bad. But
do not waste your time watching that shithole.
The effects in the movie were they were great, but it was just too much. It's like, no, it's like they used some like fucking puppets in the first one with their eyes bulging out. We were happy with that. Give us that.
What was the guy's name again? Guado? Was it Guado? Guado. What's the main guy's name? Quaid. Yeah. Interesting.
God damn it, give the people air.
Copenhagen, they gave you what you want. Yeah. Give these people air. Yeah, when they're down in the sewers.
Copenhagen, is that his name?
I think
Colhagen.
Colhagen, that's what it's called.
God damn you, Colhagen. Give the people air.
Oh, Arnold.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Just a switch.
Yeah.
Kill it.
What, kill him?
No, the air.
Oh, the air. Yeah, and there was just fans feeding the air down there for the
Yeah,
people.
just they turned it off and everybody just pretty much started going.
Yeah. And then the eyes bulging out scene. That's not. I don't think that's how you would die from suffocation. I think you would just suffocate and die.
Well, no, I think they were.
So the pressure
it was
difference?
a pressure difference,
Okay.
but I don't think the pressure
well,
is
that's
that
how it
big of
works.
a difference in Mars. On Mars, is it?
Maybe.
I know it's like warmer, right?
I have no. Well,
that's
it's
like
colder on Mars.
But isn't it because of the greenhouse effect?
Like it's distance from the sun.
Well, but I thought they said that it's kind of a greenhouse because there's a lot of if the Mars could get more sun, something like that.
I don't.
But I thought it's a greenhouse
about
effect that it's kind of like it's almost like
Well, if they had a greenhouse, it'd be water there.
well, I'm not a weather scientist, dude.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, you're saying greenhouse because we have the greenhouse effect here.
Well,
Yeah.
but I think they have the end product of a greenhouse effect.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, they are finding crystallized ice
Yeah.
and stuff there. So I mean, maybe at one time, yeah, I would see.
Maybe we should look at Europa.
What about Uranus?
No, Europa, just Europa.
Yeah.
After, because 2010, all these worlds are yours. Inhabit them. Use them in peace. Stay away from Europa. Europa is not for you, dicks.
Thank you, weird alien.
Weird alien dude.
Who's shape of a human, right? I think that was
no,
that.
No, he was that. Remember that was all the
Was it?
monoliths, 1 by 4 by 9.
Was that 2001 or
2010 and well,
There we
2000.
go.
And, yeah, that was 2010, but
There we go.
2001 had the monoliths too.
That's right. Yeah, I kind of like 2010. You showed that to me one night we were hanging out. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
It was good.
And fucking dead Roy Scheider, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you had John Lithgow. You had other actors. Helen Mirren, a young fucking Helen Mirren.
Yeah, that's
she's
right.
a good-looking girl when she was younger.
Yeah.
You know, which, don't get me wrong, she's probably so good-looking. Maybe.
I don't know.
But she was good-looking then.
Huh.
Looked great in a flight suit.
Age makes us all look old.
I know.
Funny how
look
that
at me. I
happens.
know I'm pretty.
Yeah. So, have you heard about the Hank Azaria Apu thing with The Simpsons?
I know that he's willing to walk away from it. That's all I know.
So apparently, there's a documentary saying about how like racist and whatever culturally I don't even know what the fuck intolerant it is to make a character like Apu run a shop like that and stuff. And apparently, The Simpsons came out and fired back, sort of. They said, oh, so you were fine with it 10 to 12 years ago, but now you're okay. Now you have a problem with it. What do you want us to do? Kill the character off? What? And so Hank Azaria kind of came out and said, listen, here's what I want. I want to hear from the people from India. I want to hear from, he mentioned another part of the world who could be offended by this.
Right.
I want to know. I want to bring you in and show you how the care we take to write this character and the care I take to
Voice
whatever.
him.
But if
Right.
it's a problem, then I'm no problem stepping away. But basically, I kind of like the response because he said,
How about the people who actually could be offended by this?
yeah,
Not-
exactly. Not some white person like me, social justice warrior, saying that's wrong. You can't do that.
Yeah, take your fucking genuflection and go somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what if the people who are involved aren't offended at all? They're happy there's a character like
if
that.
If anything, it's stereotypical, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily racist or anything like that. I think it's just people being stupid because they have nothing else to bitch about.
Yeah, you have the right to be offended, but
they
you
just
don't have
wanna-
the right to from offense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think people are paying way too much attention and being focused and guided into paying attention to some of the most nonsensical bullshit. It's like, I'm sick of the fucking feels. I am sick of people. My feels got hurt. They got bruised. Shut up.
Yeah.
All right? Just shut the fuck up and just walk it off.
Well, what about this? What if I made a character who wasn't offensive at all? He was just a nice guy, Middle Eastern, or perhaps from, I've noticed that the cultures from Africa that come over here, like true Africans that were born over there that came over here, they seem to drive taxi cabs a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a profession they come and take here that they feel safe doing. And so their cultures seem to get into that role of taxi cab driver. Is it offensive to make a character Because
somebody would.
Well, yeah. But the problem is, I mean, the reason they made Apu own the Quickie Mart is because that was a common stereotypical thing.
Yeah.
People from that region came over here and they would run one of those marts or run their own shop or something. And I don't.
We see that around here.
Yeah.
All the halal markets and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's kind of a thing from other cultures that seem to meld right into our cultures. Starting a shop like that and doing that sort of thing just seems to melt right into the pot.
I think what we need to do, we need to get a show that's written by an Indian guy. It needs to be about a white guy, a traditional and stereotypical white guy, and then we could be offended. He's got to be like a used car salesman or a realtor or IT guy. Just those things that are stereotyped, and then we could be offended.
You just tapped into the beauty of Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle made this show. It was kind of a black-centric show, but he made fun of black people just as much as he, if not more, than he made fun of any other race.
The blind racist?
Yeah, exactly. He made fun of everything. And it was odd because it brought everyone together, whether you were a racist, whether you weren't. There was no social justice warriors knocking at his door because he did the Monty Python thing. He offended everybody. Everybody's offended by it.
That was 20 years ago, though, roughly, right?
Chappelle's show?
Yeah.
Was it 20? I don't think it was 20. I think it was
more than 10.
I would say right around 10. I think Chappelle's show was big early aughts. So maybe like 2003.
That was late 90s.
Was it really? Oh, man. I'll look that up.
I would look that up.
Let us look this up.
Let us.
Yeah, because Chappelle's show was on Comedy Central. Chappelle.
Oh, you're looking it up too? Here I am trying to look it up. Now you're looking it up?
Chappelle show. Woo. Hoo.
Whoa.
Let's see, his first season. That's right. His pilot episode was the blind black white supremacist. That was his pilot.
I like it.
That was great. Yeah.
You are right. Early aughts.
Yeah, 2003, 2006. But still, it is coming up on 20. It's not that far off. Whoa.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. Eddie's father.
So I don't know. I don't know what you... It seems like all you got to do is accuse somebody as being offensive.
Well, look at the Me Too thing. Don't get me wrong. There's some valid shit going on there.
Yeah.
But all they got to do is point a finger and say, hey, he's a witch.
Yeah.
Burn him at the stake.
Yep, exactly. And you get the wrong people in.
Is he guilty?
We'll
find out later.
Well, I mean, look at the feminist movement, too. There are good people in there fighting for something that's probably a good cause, and then you fill it up with these angry people in feminism. Yeah, this muddled shit that it seems to turn into a lot, and then it gets this bad image, and well, boom, here you go. So, yeah, it's quite sad, really. Quite sad. Are you texting?
No, I'm looking up a thing we're going to talk about here in a second.
Oh, yeah, I've got them right here as well. We were going to talk about, you sent me this, I think you sent it to me late last week. It was a commencement speech that Matthew McConaughey gave to Houston University. And it was like 40 minutes long, but it was really, really well done. And both of us were kind of like, wow, this is really, really good. He, when did he make this? I'm just going to look at what year he spoke. This article. So this was about 3 years ago that he gave this speech.
Right.
And he broke down like almost 20 different points of just life in general, things he's learned in his life. And
13 life lessons.
Yeah, 13 life lessons. It was really, really entertaining, really well done. I've heard some of this stuff before, but he always he had a way of relating to it. Something in my life that is making me say this.
Right.
Instead of just, I read this in a book, go do it. Like, life is not easy. That's number one. I mean, don't fall into the entitlement trap of feeling like a victim. Life's
not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be hard because that way you can get stronger and be able to figure other things out down the road.
Yep. The most things are more rewarding when you break a sweat to get them. That was one of the quotes that you said in that, which is fucking true. If you don't have to work for something, you're just giving it to someone else.
He said, don't work to be happy, work to have joy.
Yeah, that was his point 3, which is happiness is different than joy.
Yeah, because he says if happiness is what you're after, then you're going to be let down frequently and be unhappy much of your time. He said joy, though, is something else. It's not a choice. It's not a response to some result. It's a constant. Joy is a feeling we have from doing what we're fashioned to do, no matter the outcome.
Yep.
And just some of his stuff. I remember we saw a little blurb. Someone took like a little 5-minute thing and put it up on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, this is fucking intense. I need to see the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And that's where that came from. And then I started looking at it, and it was like, I mean, it was just good to hear somebody saying these things.
Yeah.
You know, he says, feel alone. An honest man's pillow is his peace of mind. And when you lay down on the pillow at night, no matter who's in our bed, we all sleep alone.
Yep.
And, you know, we've talked about that as far as, you know, a lot of people will vex and gnash their teeth and scream why about things in life. And it's like, because why doesn't really matter in the long run. You know, it's all about how you approach your travails, you know, because in the end, in the Sunscreen song, he says in the end, the race is with yourself, you know, because I've always believed that, you know, when you're born, it doesn't matter who all's in that room standing around the bed. You come into this world naked, cold, and all alone, and you're going to leave the world the same way, you know, and that's not, and some people take that as a negative, but it's not a negative, you know, but you just have to get used to understanding that, yeah, like you and I, we're tight friends, you know, Brenda, I'd fucking lay down my life for her, my kids, I'd do the same thing. But once I die and I leave this realm,
yeah, that's a solo journey. And you're not meaning, when you say that, you don't mean fucking forget everybody else. You're meaning, I take this as, be fucking true to yourself, because guess what? It's up to you to do that. You're alone in this battle. You have to be true to yourself. No one's going to fucking figure that out for you. Nobody can. It's impossible.
And what you'll find is if you're true to yourself, you will attract others who are the same way or similar.
Yeah, it's always going to show its symptoms as confidence or drive or something like that. Yeah, when you figure out what you are, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then so anyway, but just the whole, you know, hold yourself accountable to your own personal standards. That's one of the things he talked about.
Yeah.
You know, he says there's secrets with yourself, private counsel, personal protocol, and while nobody throws you a party when you abide by them, no one's going to arrest you when you break them either.
Yeah.
And that's when he went into the thing about the bongos.
Yeah.
He goes, unless you get arrested one night playing the bongos in your birthday suit at 3 a.m.
Which he did, right?
He did. Because he goes, yeah, I did that.
One thing I liked here was the number 6 point. He says, don't leave crumbs and the beauty of delayed gratification. I just said the same thing.
Okay, the crumbs.
Yeah, the crumbs thing was a really good idea. Like, don't leave crumbs back to all your fucking mistakes you made. Learn from them. And don't leave a trace back to them. Like, you don't have to sit there and dwell on the past and all this shit.
Wonder,
all
oh shit,
the time.
when is this going to come back to haunt me?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I thought that one, that was crazy because that one locked me up. Because I thought about, I mean, I just got into this little, because you know how I get in my little feedback loops. You know, when
everybody does.
Because I'll get to thinking about something and I'm just like when you could say, when you'll say, man, I can see you're already MacGyver in this.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But it was just really cool to hear that articulated, you know, because it makes you think, because if you look at it as crumbs, he's like, don't leave crumbs, you know, and I'll tell you what crumbs are. And another thing that's really cool about the delivery was how relaxed he was. Because you notice he was like sitting on a table with his feet on a chair, right? Just kind of, just very, like he's sitting at a fucking campfire or something.
He was kind of sitting on like a bar stool type of thing.
Okay, maybe it was a bar stool, yeah.
Yeah. He didn't stand to give the speech. It was funny. He's, you know, he just kind of adjust, you know, himself on there, and it was really relaxed. And Matthew McConaughey in the way you would expect him to be.
And his shirt was unbuttoned, I think, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, he had a T-shirt on, but it was just cool because he's such a chill character to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking as we were watching that? I'm thinking, holy fuck, he'd be a good Ambrose.
Good. Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, just think of some of the stuff he'd say, but delivered in his way.
Also, yeah, you'd have to change the character up a little bit. But
a little bit.
That's
fuck
cool.
it. Pay me the money. Give me Matthew McConaughey. I'll do whatever. I'll write whatever the fuck you want.
He got paid $135,000 to do that speech, by the way. So when he goes up there and he doesn't talk about money, I mean, you got to take everything in context, which he donated, by the way. They donated that money.
And he talked about that.
About getting paid $135,000?
No, he talked about, you know, he goes, now, he kind of had that, what's his name? Russell Brand moment where he's like, I I can, I can basically, he said, I make a lot of money. I can afford to have the outlooks that I do, but that doesn't mean that if I didn't have the money, I would not have the same outlooks.
Yep,
but
exactly.
But he was cool because he did touch on the fact that he does make this money, but he wanted the people to know that everything he's talking about they can attain,
Yeah.
But
the money is not involved. I mean, he realizes the luxury, like you said, the luxury that he has, that we have to even sit and think about this stuff. I mean, because think about, we always say it could be worse, but imagine being in a state where you couldn't think about any of this. You basically just have to survive.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's a luxury to even have these talks. The other thing I liked that he said was give your obstacles credit. It was kind of another way of giving yourself credit. So all the obstacles you're running into when you're fucking dealing with life or whatever, give them credit, meaning when you get past that obstacle,
you're stronger for it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know it has meaning, which is kind of a cool way of saying it. Give your obstacles credit.
I like how he was talking about the word unbelievable. Remember that?
Yeah.
Stop saying the word unbelievable, you goddamn tricky mammals.
Yeah.
Which I like the way he said it because it made you stop and kind of listen to him. He's like, nothing we Homo sapiens earthlings do is unbelievable. One thing you can depend on, people, is people being people. So we shouldn't be surprised we're the trickiest mammal walking the planet. It ain't the monkeys. I'm worried about it's you and me, he said.
Yep.
So it's like, quit saying unbelievable because if it's happening and you're looking at it happening, obviously it's believable.
Yeah, exactly.
I
wouldn't call anything unbelievable at this point. Nate chimed in here. We got one thing I notice about the human condition is people always sit back and complain and wonder when will stuff change, but continue to do the same thing over and over and get mad that nothing changes.
Yeah, right there is a definition of insanity.
Yeah, literally doing the same thing twice or multiple times and expecting a different result, which in the computer world doesn't. It's not true in the computer world, but anywhere else it is.
Yeah, because you can do the same thing over and over and over, and then finally it'll work, and you'll be like, stop it.
Yeah, but absolutely.
No, but his thing was just living the best life you can, and when he says living the best life, it's by your standards,
Yeah.
I mean, if you have convictions, live with them, live up to them, and don't tout them. And like when you actually hit the mark on your own convictions, don't run around saying, look at me, look what I did.
Yep. The other thing I liked, well, he didn't say this, but I heard something a few days back, and it was, I'm probably going to butcher this. It was, what you do for anything is what you do for everything. So in other words, your attitude and your approach to anything you do in a given day is generally how you're going to approach everything
Which
in life.
takes us full circle to the cowboy.
The cowboy, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Yep, the Cowboys basically said the same thing in
Mulholland Drive. A man's attitude goes a ways to how a man's life will be.
Yep, your everyday attitude. It's the same deal. How you approach anything in life. Like if you're going to go and I'm going to go whitewater rafting or something, and you're just kind of lackadaisical about it, I guess, it's that approach will leak into
everything
everything else.
Yep. So on that whitewater, that's because you're flavoring it.
Everything you do, you have to consider it has purpose. Yeah.
Well, and if you think about it, your actions initially, in your experience, what you do, the experiences you're going to do, are basically a cup of ice, right? And how you approach that with your attitude is the flavor that goes on that ice, like when you get your snow cone. You know what I'm saying? So what do you want on your fucking snow cone? Do you just going to put salt and fucking barley juice on it?
Yeah, tears.
Tears of unwed children in Mali. They're younger.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
That got real. Nate chimed in and says, I'm late to the party. Who are you guys talking about? It seems like something I want to listen to. We're talking about Matthew McConaughey giving a commencement speech. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, just search for Matthew McConaughey commencement speech. It's about 45 minutes. And we'll put a link on the video here. But it's moving.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's some really cool fucking shit that he was talking. And the thing is, and this is one of the sickening parts of this. Everything he's talked about is common sense.
That's not so common, but it should be common sense.
But to me, I mean, it's like everything he talked about, I get, and it's good fodder. I shouldn't have to be reminded that that's common sense. But as I'm, because it's funny because, I haven't been in a funk lately, but I've kind of been in a funk lately, because I'm on the tail end of the book, I'm grinding at work. I got a lot of things. I got a lot of irons in the fire, right? But I mean, pretty much everything I'm working on right now is like in flux. So you kind of get to that.
Like kind of running in place type of thing.
Oh, yeah, it feels like you're running
really
in place, kind of. And then we came across that clip for the Matthew McConaughey thing. It's like, and it was funny because it was just like some leads just came off that video, and it's like, oh. And so we found the real one, and then it was like, boom, that just re-energized the shit out of me because it just reminded me of.
I stopped questioning
why I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, but it sounds to me like you're kind of doing the. I stopped questioning things that pulled me out of the muck or motivated me a while ago. If it just does, it just does, right? So I mean, it's good to get a reminder. Like you started this whole thing with, I should have known this already. Which, yeah, sure, but it doesn't matter. You know it again. You're back.
I know it again. Well, the thing is, I did know it, and it was really refreshing to be reminded of it. But at the same time, it's like there's a kick to my own ass. Saying, next time, fucking remember this.
Everybody knows a fair lot about all sorts of stuff. Yeah. But we all need to be reminded of important things every once in a while, I would say. Right? Especially when you're in a funk, right? Yeah, because you're just like, at that point, you're just running in place, going through the motions. It's odd because when you're in a funk and you're in a place like that, it's a feeling of being kind of closed off, right? In a way. But it's strange. I always find myself when I'm there, my personality is I'm actually more of a sponge than I am at any other time in my life. So when I hear that shit, it's like maybe because you're in a funk, you're kind of grabbing out at anything you can to help pull you out of the water, right? It's odd. It's like that's a moment when you're accepting feedback, whether you want to admit it or not.
Whether you know that the gates are open or not.
Yeah, it's involuntary feedback. It's like your body saying, well, fine. Okay, if you're going to be like this, then we're going to take feedback now.
Well, no. It's kind of like when you are suddenly craving milk, and your body's just making you crave milk because it's lacking vitamin D, or you need some. You suddenly feel a desire you drink some orange juice. Your body's saying, "Hey, you need vitamin C." Yeah, turn on the orange juice.
So it makes you wonder what's your body screaming about when you're in a funk.
What's going on? Well, and I think. Well, for me, it's like I'm a stimulus guy, I'm an experience guy, and I'm kind of a results guy. Yep. And so I'm in that place with the book now where I'm working on the mechanics of marketing and trailer stuff, publishing. Not glamorous.
It's kind of the unknown too.
It's kind of the unknown, but I can handle the unknown. But it's just like okay, blah blah blah. I'm in a place that in Far Cry to where now I'm kind of getting bored with it. Brenda's out of town this week, so it's just like you just get in that place where it's just like nothing's shiny. Yeah. And I don't mean ADD shiny. It's just that everything's just kind of dull. It's got a grubby patina to it. And
kind of little numbness. Yeah, I get that.
And it's not like full blown depression or anything like that. It's just you just gotta be reminded that I had to be reminded that I'm the master of my destiny. I'm the one who, it's like, there's sitting around with like a fucking bird with your mouth open isn't going to do shit.
I mean, you're in this because of you, right? Which is kind of a tough pill to swallow for people. They don't want to blame themselves first, or they beat themselves up too much, right? Yeah, it's...
like somebody we know.
Yeah. It's take it easy, people. Just the dude said it best. Just take it easy, man.
Well, just remember why you're here, and remember why you're not. You're not here to be everybody else's fucking bitch rag. Yeah. You're not here to be the emotional tampon. You're not here to be someone's whipping post. You're here to do whatever you do. That's your destiny.
Yeah. Or just remind yourself that we don't know why we're here.
Well, no, but I mean, so a given. Yeah. So knowing that we don't know why we're here, just do what you do, but do it well.
Yeah, exactly. Stop worrying about all the small shit. It doesn't mean a fucking thing.
To the serial killers tuning in, you guys
take pills.
You need to get help. Okay, just don't do what you do. Go see a doctor.
This isn't for you. And we have a high demographic of serial killers. I don't know why we attract that. I
On our show? I
I
know.
blame your pants, but
These are awesome pants.
they're harem pants.
They're awesome harem pants.
Yeah.
I fixed it myself.
You did with your sewing kit.
My sewing machine.
Yeah.
It ain't a sewing kit.
Well, sewing machine. Whatever.
Sewing machine.
All right.
We talked about Apu. We talked about...
We covered all those
We
topics.
covered our topics.
We are ready to wrap up.
Are we running long?
We are at an hour and 20.
Oh,
It's
come
time,
on,
it's time to end
Mom.
it. We started late, so it's
We did start late. What was 7? I don't even know what time it is.
It was after 7. It's almost 8:30.
Oh,
Well,
it's
8:20.
8:20.
Right?
We're at 1:20, so we started at 7 on the seeds.
There you go.
Almost.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Do I know anything else? I don't know anything else. There's there's one thing I want to talk about. The fucking Venom trailer.
Oh yeah.
Dude, what do you think of that?
I
Just
don't
Tom
know.
Hardy. I'm kind of a
I'll probably get shit. I don't like Tom Hardy. I don't think
In
he's a good actor.
anything?
I don't really care for his
you
characters.
You
I
liked Bronson?
I thought, yes, he has some good parts that he plays, but the vast majority of his parts, I thought he was a shit Bane.
Oh yeah.
I thought he did terrible in that fighter movie. I liked him in Inception. His character in that was perfect for his style, but fucking movie Locke, he was pretty decent.
Locke.
He was
That-
pretty decent.
I was just trying to remember that name. Locke was
Yeah.
a unique fucking movie because the entire movie takes place inside the car, and I was kind of loath to watch the movie at first.
Yeah.
You know, and I watched the trailer and I'm like, oh, okay. And then Brenda's like, yeah, I've been wanting to see that one. I'm like, you know, I'm going to go for a guy point here. Okay, baby, let's watch it. Now, if I had suggested it would have been 2 points,
Yeah.
but I didn't. So I got one. But we watched it and I was like, fuck. I mean, the way they build the tension and the way the story goes, it's like, wow.
It was a bold idea to make a movie like that.
Very
I thought he
bold.
did a pretty good job with it. I'm not going to rank that up as a bad performance by him in my book, whatever that is. But I didn't particularly think that movie was great. I love the idea. It was like Phone Booth. That fucking idea is great. And then you watch it, you're kind of like, huh.
And then you realize that how short that movie was.
Or the movie where everybody had a watch on them that had how much time they're going to live.
Yeah, that was their
And
idea of remaking Logan's Run.
yeah, and it was just a great idea. I didn't really like the execution, but hearing him with a Boston voice in this trailer for Venom, and I thought it was great. We actually got to see what Venom looked like.
What about the
how it worked.
one where he was with where he was in the bar? The little Boston Irish bar or something like that, or Chicago. I don't know where the fuck it was.
Oh, I don't know.
God, I forget the name of the movie, but it's one of the more recent movies. I think you saw it because it had what's his name in it from Sopranos, Tony Soprano, dude.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. God,
Oh, was it like a old timey kind of thing? He
No.
was in one of those with like it was like Shia LaBeouf, him, and they were like back in like Tommy Gun era.
Moonshiners.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was terrible in that too. I fucking
You didn't like
yeah,
that one?
No, I don't understand how this guy keeps getting work. I really don't. But
It's the look he's got.
yeah.
That movie face, you know.
So for the trailer, by the way, it was decent, but I don't think I don't think this is gonna be particularly well done. But hopefully it's great. I hope that the people who like Venom, I hope you can go watch it and fucking enjoy it. But I don't think I'm gonna go out of my way to see that.
Neil Blomkamp is doing a crowdfunding thingy. I think we talked about that the other day.
That guy's skilled beyond belief. Well, him and his studio.
Yeah, because if
Yeah.
you should check out Oates Studios.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah, he was. That's Mr. Scott Johnson saying, "Dumb. I'm with Aaron. Bad actor ruined Mad Max." Yeah, he wasn't very good in that one.
well,
either.
Mad Max. That movie was fucking stupid. I don't even see why that.
I didn't mind. I didn't mind
No,
it.
I have an issue with that. There was no fucking plot. There's no story.
Yeah, it was just car explosions.
No, it's like, okay, we're going to leave town, and we got a guy strapped to the front of the car trying to catch the girls. Okay, girls, take the bad guys out. They come back to town, and they say, we took out the boss, and now I'm the boss. And everyone is like, yeah, no.
Yeah. And everyone
that's-
was going fucking nuts over that movie.
Academy
And
Awards and shit?
It was same with Man of Steel. I went and saw that in theater. I almost laughed my way through the entire movie. That was some of the worst dialogue, worst acting I've ever fucking seen. And everyone was just, that was the best Superman.
No.
Well, what the fuck are you talking
Superman.
about? Yeah, that Man of Steel was a Superman with Henry Cavill. Yeah, sorry, but
Jesus.
no, that's Cavill.
Caviezel. Never mind.
Caviezel is definitely not Superman. He would have done a better job, even
That's
with
right.
the
You're right.
holes.
You're
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Whistle. No. God damn it.
Yeah, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Venom. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing that just from an effect standpoint. It looks good.
Yeah.
But Upgrade. Have you seen the trailer for Upgrade?
Upgrade. Oh, that's with that's not him. That's
No,
somebody
that's not
else,
him. I
but-
thought it was
Yeah,
him.
you thought it was him. Yeah.
But he gets that little chip put in.
Yep.
That is, he's basically got a computer inside him all the time, which I think would be kind of cool.
That had some.
Except when you're masturbating. It's like, hey, can you just shut down for like, I know, 3.5 minutes. I'll be back.
Well, the computer's polite though. He could tell it when to turn on and when not. Like it sensed danger a lot of the time too.
Yeah.
Would you like me to step in? And he would say yes.
No, but I know, but when it's asking to step in, it's just standing right here.
Oh, gotcha.
So just because it's not saying anything when you're doing this, it's like, I need you to shut off. I know, 3.5 minutes. No, I'm getting better. 7, please.
It's a judging voice. Well, you already have those in your head. How do you jerk off now?
Quietly.
Oh, really?
Eyes closed, tight.
Do you like shock therapy your head until the voices are gone, just enough for that
Shut up, shut up, shut
20
up.
seconds of joy? Yeah. I don't know. That movie looks good on the premise. Again, don't fuck it up.
That kind of has a Dos Machina.
Oh, Machina. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where they had the chick robot in the basement or whatever.
Yeah, Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. Yeah.
Did you ever? I'm sorry but we got on a movie thing. It's kind of taking me down a path.
Yep.
He Never Died with Henry Rollins. We watched that, didn't we? That's the one about the guy who.
Yeah, where you find out who he is.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
If you haven't seen that movie, you should check out that movie. He Never Died, because it's like a little treasure find. Because you just watch the trailer. You'll know right there if you're gonna like it or not. Because it's good. And Henry fucking Rollins is such an awesome voice. Or he's not a comedian.
No, he's
spoken word. He's a spoken word guy.
Yeah, he goes on stage and tells stories.
Stories, anecdotal humor sometimes, but he's
used to be a singer. In
Black Flag. Yeah, because he doesn't. They don't do that anymore, right?
No. Actually, I know they had like 5 or 6 reunions or something.
Because they were kind of like alternative thrash metal, weren't they?
They were more like punk. They were fast beats and punk style music back in
90s, right?
Era.
Was that 90s?
Late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
a little bit of ska thrown in, sprinkled in.
Did they have horns? I'll be honest. I don't know a lot about Black Flag, but from that era, I doubt they had horns.
So, is ska horns only? I thought ska was like that tempo style.
Yeah, ska is like punk with horns. Yeah, not like devil horns,
but there's also a certain beat to it. Because it's always.
Yeah, it's kind of like punk beats. It's like they're real fast style. Yeah. But ska, kind of branches out, but it started as kind of a punkier thing with some horns in it. Then punk broke off into all sorts of crazy ass shit that we can thank them for today. I mean, hardcore and then...
Well, grunge. Didn't grunge kind of evolve out of that? Or did grunge evolve more out of alternative?
Definitely. Grunge was always... grunge generally was slower, but whatever. Yeah, grunge definitely... They can all go back to the Beatles. Punk, anything really. Led Zeppelin for rock. I mean, and then they probably went back to fucking blues, right?
Well, yeah. Deep Purple went back to blues. Pink Floyd went back to blues.
Yeah. Yeah, you hear those bars over. Even look at Hendrix. I mean, fuck, that dude was Blues Bar City. I mean, that's just what it was. They all got that shit from rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good Sorry about that little rant digression-y thing.
So we're now at like 1:28 now. So we should probably go.
We should go.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about molecular physics or fission or space and time?
Gender fission.
Gender fission. All right.
Yeah, because if that's where if you rub the naughty bits together too fast and too hard, you get that reaction.
Nate says, when he asked you how you masturbate, now I thought you said violently. Ha ha. For a half a second, I got a bad image. John is the master of getting bad images in your head.
I bet you still have that in there right now. It's good to know that you're thinking about me masturbating violently.
Well, you got to come up with a sponsor now because you're...
Didn't I do the sponsor last week?
Oh, absolutely not. You probably did.
Rikki Tikki Tavi chocolates.
Say that again.
Ricky Tiki Tavi chocolates.
Ricky Tiki Tavi chocolates.
Chocolates, yeah.
Why don't you tell the people about that sponsor?
Well, they're out of Hawaii, and it's made with macadamia nuts and chocolate and
Banana? Is there banana in there too?
some of them.
Okay,
It's like a box of chocolates. You get all kinds of different ones.
At Ricky Tiki Tavi chocolates.
Ricky Tiki Tavi chocolates.
Ricky Tiki Tavi. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
And they, but they're good. And they're out of Hawaii. They're expensive as fuck, but you know it's the real deal. So
but they're not making a lot of money because their website's Ricky Tiki Tavi chocolates, and it's a long domain name. You can't.
Well, Ricky doesn't always have time to work on it
Yeah.
like he used to.
I mean, did he have to put his? I mean, because his last name is just Avi. Did he have to put his?
No, his last name's Tiki Tavi. Tavi's from USSR.
Gotcha.
Russia.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We survived another podcast, and
We
so
did.
did you.
we're alive.
We survived together. Don't forget to check out our channel. John released a lovely little video,
Oh yeah.
mostly audio. It's an
is
audio
audio.
clip of you with one of the fake IRS scammers.
Yeah, I had a fake IRS scammer talk to me, and I got past the qualifier, and I got to the closer and made that poor guy's life living hell for about 10, 15 minutes.
It's a fun ending.
Yeah, the whole call lasted about 20 minutes. I've got another one that I'm going to be editing up, and that one is I got about 17 minutes out of that one. My goal is a half hour.
So we're trying to break the world record of a half hour without giving them any money. And
Yeah, because I want to. I figure they're over in a third world country, right? And so I'm thinking the qualifier person is like at a really low rung on the ladder, and the closer's like he makes 2 rupees
yep,
a week, where this guy makes
2
1
rupees. Okay, yeah.
rupee a week, and I'm just using that nomenclature because I really have no fucking clue how much money, let alone what a rupee is.
Gotcha.
But I'm thinking that the qualifier gets caned.
Damn.
Because this was from definitely overseas.
Yeah.
Hello, this is Agent Michael. My badge number.
It's be careful. You might have the social justice warriors coming down on you.
Yeah, but my accents aren't that tight.
Well, no, because
So you just know it's in this region of the world.
they want to be in denial that India is a fucking cesspool for this sort of thing.
Yes.
But
So I'm thinking that they get caned.
I don't think they cane them in India, do they?
Well, they do some harsh shit.
That's more Singapore, I thought.
You know what? Oh, just because that kid went there with a can of spray paint?
No, I didn't think India did it. Well, whatever. They do some fucked up shit over there.
Who took a trip to Singapore, brought along a spray paint. Sorry.
All right, people. We're going to let you go. He's going to let you go.
It's still, it was fun to listen to, and it's fun to do. And so I'm thinking that qualifier dude's like not sitting too easily.
Probably.
Hello, do you want to go to the courthouse or get a lawyer?
His response at the end was pretty good. It was worth the entire call.
Yes, yeah,
when he figured out that you were fucking with him, you swilled him out of 20-some minutes of his time. Yeah.
I think I fucked up Nate's head for a while.
Yeah.
Not my fault, not my call. We're out of here. We're going to go, and we're going to go somewhere where it's next week already. So,
yeah, we're going to warp ahead a week. We'll let you catch up. We generally write the show word for word all week. As you can tell, we're very prepared.
Yeah.
And then
but we work hard to sound like we're not prepared.
Oh, yeah, because we're generally over-prepared. That's right.
Yeah. Because, see, we have the Groundhog's Day thing going, so we can...
That's right.
We have all the time in the world, literally, to... we should talk about that next week.
Okay.
Groundhog's Day. We should make a note.
Groundhog. Okay, got it.
Because there's some really cool things we could talk about from the movie that don't necessarily pertain to the movie, but pertain to life.
Oh, the movie. Oh, gotcha. Okay, not the actual day of the calendar. Okay.
Day.
I was going to say, how much fucking airtime could we spend on Puxatawny Phil or whatever? Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Jinx, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You owe me a can of
Coke.
Yeah. Wow. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Bye. We'll get you the overlay up here. We'll let you listen to these beautiful people in the background.
Oh,
and
the diners.
John will serenade you with
serenading.
a lovely, lovely hit from the band Bullet Boys, Smooth Up In Ya.
Smooth Up In You. No, I think I'm just going to go with... once there was this boy who took a trip to Singapore and brought along his spray paint, and when he finally came home, he had cane marks all over his buttocks.